It was fun to be in a room with some of our members and just, talk about it. And to your question of what really stood out to people, I got some feedback of like, wow, I had heard pieces of your story, but I didn't realize it was, a lot of what had happened. The message really is around, one of the key messages is around reinvention. Obviously the subtitle of the book is Rebel, Reinvent, and Thrive, How to Launch Your Dream Business. But my story in particular, going through, getting hit by a fire truck at age 22 and recovering from that and getting laid off 3 times by the age of 30 and while going through a divorce that was really not very pretty. And, as women, we are, I don't want to say constantly reinventing ourselves, but often throughout life we're having to reinvent ourselves for situations. You get laid off, you choose a new career path, you leave a marriage, your kids leave the nest, all of these are those points of
Check so many boxes.
I know, right? Exactly. So sharing my story was fun and having a dialogue about it was fun. What I loved about the discussion at the book club was really around the second part of the book, I call it, which is contributor content by many of our members. So there are 6 major sort of sections, and really the book is actually targeted towards women who are still in corporate and are thinking about leaning out, as we've coined, as opposed to leaning in, starting their own business. And so the hope is that the reader gets inspired by my story, and then through this contributor section has some additional stories and tools that they can use to help decide what their dream business is. And so we go through mindset. So Linda O'Keefe, one of our awesome members, wrote a really great section on mindset, becoming an entrepreneur, and walks the reader through some questions and exercises around that. Fear. This was really awesome. Up in our Carlsbad location, we have an amazing newer member, Jenny Wendell, who has a background in PR, public policy, working on large contracts in regards to expansion or development or things of that nature, communicating with the public. She launched her business 6 months ago, joined HeraHub, and she was like, honestly, it was one of those moments where it was like, I was so just, I don't know, it's those defining moments where she brought her book and she had it all highlighted, marked up, and folded. She's like, and this morning I went through and I reread the chapter on fear because I was feeling fearful and I just wanted to read it again. It was just like, so, I know, it was so awesome. We also get into finding your passion. We have 2 amazing members, Debbie Eubank and Sarah Clark Williams, who contributed content on how to find your passion, identifying your strengths. Mary Kay Durant wrote an amazing piece on that, and again, exercises. And then Lauren Beller-Blake wrote a section on visioning and how to set your vision for your business path. And then we had about a dozen other members contribute their lean out moments, which is fun to read. Just what was that moment that you knew that you were out of here, kind of thing. So just really fun to get the feedback from our members on not only their perception and what they learned from my story, but also the stories of other women.
Yeah, that's so powerful, because for twofold reasons, just for the book club itself, because people in the room know these women in a lot of these stories and are like, oh, I didn't even know that about her. So they're learning more about the people around them, which is so helpful for connecting. But also, these stories mirror so many other stories. So not only are they seeing themselves in these stories, but they're getting to know the people that they surround themselves with. So I see that being extra special in book club and getting to just have that dialogue around hearing and learning from one another and building those deeper connections just through your book. So
yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun and better than I would have